Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I am. I'm being creative again, and I'm loving every minute of it. Don't you just love to go into your craft area and just dream up something that you want to do, and then be able to execute it, and like it when you get through with it. I like those kind of days. Today, I'm working on another video for the power of scraps to transform. And again, the transforming part really depends on us. Do we have the enthusiasm to try to do something different with our scraps and to use them and make something beautiful out of them? Today, I'm going to talk about this little flower here that I've made. This I made with scraps. The biggest piece that I had was about a 2x2, and I used that one to cut the biggest petal in the back out of it. You can see that's the biggest piece in this one here. There is this petal, and then this little scrappy piece that I had left over from a piece of trim I had made, and then this little petal here, which is just layering up bits and pieces, couple pieces of yarn, and then a leaf over here. Now, what's unique about this is that this is three-dimensional. It's sculpted in the sense that there's two of these pieces that are wired so that I can bend them, I can straighten them out, or I can bend them up, give them contour, same way with this here. However I want to use those, which makes it really look good when it's on something and it's a focal point. Using this little book again, if I were to put this on here, that little bit of contour really helps to pop it out, make it a real focal point. And even if it goes on something bigger, say a journal cover, it really helps that too. So it's kind of fun to do, and I don't wire every element when I'm creating something that's sculpted. I just wire one or two and use those to accentuate what I want. So let me tell you how I did that. And now again, it's just a pile of offcuts or scraps. The biggest one in this is a 2x2, so you usually have something at least that big. If not, if you've got something, for instance, this width, sew two together, or three, whatever it takes, and then cut. And you can still use them. It doesn't have to be, one whole piece itself. Now what I did was, let me show you here. I just simply cut out, free cut a petal size that I wanted here. And then I took and double-sided it. In other words, there's fabric on both sides. There's two pieces of fabric. And that doesn't have to be the same fabric either, but it can be. Then I just straight stitched close to the edge around the outside, and not too close because I want it to ravel, and it needs a little ravel edge, so it not too close. Then I took what is some jewelry wire here, and I don't know what gauge this is, I've forgotten, but I hope you can see that. And I shaped it into the shape that I wanted it to be, like that, and then cut it. And once I had sewn around this outside about 3/4 of the way, and the reason for that is you've got to be able to slip that wire in there in the shape that you want it to be in, close to it. So I had that one piece down. I slipped the wire in, and you can feel that wire, so it's easy to hold it in place and finish your outside stitching here. And then what I did was I curled up both ends of that wire before I slipped it in there. So then it was easy once I had it in there to tack that wire down and make sure that that way it helps it not to slip around in there while I'm doing the inside stitching. So once I've stitched 3/4, slipped the wire in, tacked the 2 loops down, finished the outside stitching, then I came in and stitched inside the wire, and that successfully encased it between the 2 layers of fabric. Now it's a petal that I can bend and use. With the leaf, again, 2 pieces of fabric put together. I stitched on the outside all the way around. Then I stitched up one side and back down the other, leaving just a small channel that I could feed the wire up through. So I took a little piece of wire, rolled the end of each end, and then fed it up through that little channel that I left. It's better to leave a little wider channel than get it too skinny, because it's hard once you turn that little loop at the end. You may not have left enough room to push that through there. So it doesn't have to be a real skinny one. You could see here that this is the channel that I left, and it's probably about 1/8 of an inch wide, and that gave me plenty of room to feed that little wire up through there. Okay, now that's basically all it takes to wire something. Your wire that you need to use really depends on what size element you're working with. What this little size here, very tiny jewelry wire is good. If you were going to make something bigger for home decor or something, then you would need a little heavier duty wire in order to be able to bend it and it hold. There's a lot of things that you can do with these once you've created them out of your scraps. I made a little list here on the back of my page. Putting an adhesive magnet on the back, it becomes a really pretty magnet on a refrigerator or any other metal surface that you want to adorn something on. You can also add a brooch pin on the back, and it becomes a pretty pin. You can add it to a slow stitch element that you want a 3D element on. That really works well when you're working on wall hanging pieces, and you want a little something that be sculpted in there. Junk journals, you can put it on the front cover and use it in the sculpted way, or you can even flatten it out and put it on the inside of your journal. Any wall decor area that you want to use it on is good too. Now, one of my favorite ways to use this is in place of a bow when I'm doing gift wrapping. I love to make these up, and then I put those little adhesive dots that you can buy on a sheet, and one sticks to the back of this, and then you peel off and it'll stick to the next surface. So putting this on a package in place of a bow really looks wonderful. It goes well with gift wrapping. I'll make a little booklet like this, and then I'll put this on, and then I'll put this whole thing onto a package in place of a bow, and it makes a little of a gift on top of a gift, you might say. So that's a good way to use that too. So that's just another simple little thing that we can do with our scraps, where the scraps actually transform into something useful, practical, and pretty, and something we'll be proud of. And I found that when I'm gifting items to people who don't craft, They really love getting this little item on top of their gift because they don't do it themselves, but they like those things. And so now they can take it and put it on something that they want to adorn it to. So think about that for your gift giving occasions during the year. Okay, that's all for this one, and I'll be working on another idea and hopefully coming to you soon. So until then, keep creating. Bye-bye.